So hello students, let's start the new chapter, wonderful chapter, great chapter, that is gravitation. So student, as you have seen this universal picture, you have learned a lot about this from the lower classes. Okay? So these are the celestial bodies. What this celestial body do? This celestial body attracts each other, right? So how they attract each other and why they attract each other? So we are going to start with a very basic concept with a good story, right? So as we know students, the word gravitation, as we have already learned from the very lower class, gravitation. From where the word gravitation comes? It comes from the word gravitare, or we can say gravitatio. Gravitatio, which means to move towards or be attractive towards, right? So this is the keyword, attractive. So it means gravitation itself means if there are two objects, at least two objects, it means there is some force. That force is attractive force. So once this gentleman, a very great scientist, you have already learned about this scientist. He's none other than Newton, Isaac Newton. When he was just 23 years of age, Newton, when he was just 23 years of age, when he was in England, right? What he saw, an apple fell into his head, right? So this is the mundane activity. This is a daily routine activity. So this is not a new thing, right? So, but he really thought about this thing. Why apple fell? Not the apple move in the upward direction. So this is the turning point. So he really think history itself says that Newton discovered a very good thing, that is Newton's law of gravitation. So he reached the result that Earth attracted Earth attracted towards the apple. Okay, Earth attracted towards the apple. Okay, and apple attracted towards the Earth, and apple also attracted towards the Earth. So, but we saw the apple is falling in the downward direction, not Earth is moving in the upward direction. Then how can we say this term? Student, this term is correct. Both are attracted towards each other. Both are attracted towards each other. Both are attracted towards each other. But the mass of Earth is very, very large as compared to that of apple. So that's why we can't see the Earth is moving in the upward direction, as the mass of apple is very, very small. So it will fell with a great speed, right? So we can say the apple will fall in the downward direction, but not Earth. Why? As the mass of Earth is very, very large as compared to mass of the apple. So this is the conclusion point, right? So this is the conclusion point. Now come to a theory, right? Now come to a theory. So Newton's law of gravitation. What Newton's law of gravitation says? He says if we have two bodies that is having mass m and another body having mass small m, these two bodies attract towards each other, right? And this is the line joining the two masses, right? This is the line joining the two masses. So this ball is attracted towards small mass, and this small m is attracted towards capital M, right? So these two are attracted towards each other, right? So we can say, so this force is F and this force is, we can say, F dash. They are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. They are equal in magnitude. So this is the symbol of magnitude. So these are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So we can say it follows Newton's third law. That is action reaction pair is there. Action reaction pair is there also. And also this action reaction pair occurs between the line joining the two masses. This is the line joining the two masses. We can also feel like some, this mass is moving upward and this mass is moving downward. This is also the action reaction pair, but this is not the central force. Why this is not the central force? Central force is that force in which the action reaction pairs occur between the line joining the two masses, right? So we can say this is the first point, Newton's third law, action reaction pairs occur, and the second point is these two forces acts between the line joining the two masses, right? Line joining the two masses. So we can say if these two properties are satisfied, so we can say this force is central force, right? This force is central force, right? So now come to a conclusion point. So if this force is, we can say acts in downward direction with F, right? And this force, earth force, is in the upward direction, that is capital F. This mass is capital M and this mass is capital M dash. So we can say, and the separation between these two is, we can say, T. So there's a conclusion point. So force that is universal law of gravitation says that is equal to proportional to product of their masses. So the first conclusion point is the two mass attracts towards each other, right? With a force, that force is universal law of gravitational force. And it also follows inverse scale law. What is inverse scale law? It means if a body are placed nearby to each other, that means the force of attraction is more. If these two bodies are placed away from each other, it means force of attraction is weak, and far away, then force of attraction is very weak. So this is the conclusion point, that is if R is more, then F is less, right? If R is less, then F is more, right? If R is less, then F is more. So these are the two important points. So from these 2 points, we conclude that force is proportional to mm divided by r square. So this is equal to G capital M small m divided by r square. What is this capital G? So this capital G is called the gravitational constant. So this is called the gravitational constant. Gravitational constant. So the discovery of this gravitational constant was firstly discovered by a scientist, great scientist, that is Cavendish. After discovery of these two forces, that is after 111 years. So the discovery of capital G comes after 111 years. You know, guys, really amazing. So Cavendish, what he do to find out this value, he simply used these two lead balls, and performing a simple experiment with a torsional constant, that is with a spring, right? So what he discovered, that is the value of capital G must be equal to 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11 Newton meter square kg minus 2, right? So from where this unit come? So as we know, F equal to G capital M small m upon r square. So this G is equal to F r square divided by capital M small m. So the unit of force is Newton, distance is meter square divided by kg square. So this is all about Newton's force. Thank you.